Hi everyone, so in this video I want to talk about something which is quite unfortunate when it comes to people on a spiritual journey, which is feeling like they don't belong in this reality, feeling like they want to escape this reality in one way or another, and feeling like they need to go home and they don't wish to be here anymore. This is quite common. Everybody on a spiritual path will experience this to some extent at some point on their journey. I certainly have many times, and this goes to extremes as well. Some people will suffer so much trauma just existing in this reality that the mind will project them out of it so they can see from a third person point of view. And what I think is happening when this happens is, which is known as derealization, by the way, what I think is happening is part of the brain is opening up that humanity isn't ready for yet. And this is quite rare, but this can happen to some people. But what are things happening when people start to realize that this reality is not what they thought it was? It's not what you're taught in schools. People tend to kind of feel like they don't belong here. They feel like it's all strange. They feel like they shouldn't be here. And this is where a lot of the New Age concepts such as the Palladians, the Sirius, the Star Children all come from. It's a feeling of not feeling comfortable in this reality, feeling as if you're from somewhere else. And what I think this is it's when you start to realize that this reality is way more complex than what we were taught in school. Way more complex than what we realized when we were children. And we start to see everything as kind of an illusion as such. And we feel like we're not part of that illusion. We feel like we're too intelligent to be in that illusion. But what I think's happening here is I think we're realizing that our consciousness itself is everything, and we're realizing that all this is an illusion based on consciousness. And when we realize that, it's very easy to kind of feel very alone. I feel alone sometimes. I've been through periods of my life where I felt extremely alone. I felt like I can't connect to anybody. Nobody understands what I see. And this is a very common part of the spiritual journey. And it's true to an extent, okay? Like, it's true. The majority of people in the world still don't understand this experience. They're not on these levels of awareness where they can question that they're alive, let alone what reality is. Okay, a lot of people on the planet are not even in a situation mentally or physically or situationally where they can have the time to self-reflect enough to do that. So in one way, what I want to say about this is we're very lucky to have this ability, okay? That's the first thing I want to say about this. We're very lucky to have the ability to see outside of ourselves and kind of investigate what reality is. And as we do that, what I think is happening is it creates a kind of an energy in the morphic field resonance, which is a theory, but I think this theory is actually correct, because once somebody creates this energy, it's then picked up on by other people. So if you do feel very alone and you feel like you don't fit in this reality, you're not alone. And that's where all these New Age concepts come from, because it's a group of people who feel like this. It's then projected into the reality, and it becomes an entity in itself. You see, it becomes an entity in itself. But what this is I think it's humanity realizing that we're not limited to this time-space reality. And we realize that we are just consciousness alone. And when you realize you're consciousness alone, you have the choice to create your own reality. Okay, you have the choice to do this. And this is a privilege, okay? This is rare. Not many people reach this level where they understand how to create their own reality based on their knowledge of how reality works. You'll start to realize eventually that consciousness is everything. So if you change a thought or you change a belief, that belief is going to then eventually catch up in the physical world, because the physical world runs on a slower vibration than the mental world, okay, than the non-physical. The pure consciousness is instantaneous, and the physical world has to catch up. You see, it's like a buffer. So eventually you'll realize that you'll be able to have a belief or a thought, and then you'll see this belief or thought actually becoming a reality in this physical dimension. Okay, you'll see that happening, and these are very high levels of awareness, and you can feel very alone with this. Okay, because as I said before, when you go out, you'll see people doing ordinary things, living out those ordinary algorithms that's been taught since we were children in the old school systems, and how education's taught at the moment, which is all outdated. But in the future, this educational will eventually update. Okay, but a lot of things in the world to me is outdated at the moment, but maybe that's the way it's meant to be. Which is another thing I wanted to say in this video. Don't feel like an outsider or alone because of your knowledge, because you're here to have this experience. Okay, like we're here to have this experience, to have this knowledge, to test the waters, so to speak. Okay, and everybody who isn't on this level yet are here to do that as well. You see, because if everybody was on this level of awareness, shit wouldn't get done. Okay, the world wouldn't revolve. It wouldn't evolve the way it's evolving. It wouldn't revolve. It wouldn't function properly. You see, because people who are on this level of awareness wouldn't be able to do many of the things that people do that are not on this level of awareness. You see, so it's all working as a whole. So never feel alone. So yes. So that's basically all I wanted to say in this video. If you feel alone, just basically realize that it's a choice. Okay, you can choose to go out, think in a positive way, and when you think in a positive way, you'll realize that positive things start coming to you. When you go out thinking in a negative way, like you don't fit in the world, everyone's asleep, all this, then that's the reality you'll see. So if you go out and just enjoy yourself, go out alone. I always recommend going out alone and self-reflecting, because when you're alone, you find the ability to create your own reality, because it's just you and your thoughts, okay? Just you and your conscious awareness. When you're with other people, you don't necessarily have the chance to do that, you see, because when you're with others, it's often a distraction from yourself, which is why a lot of the people in the world are not waking up to this level yet, because they're too distracted by other things constantly. To get to these levels of awareness, you have to really self-reflect and go deep within and do things alone. Okay, you have to. This is why a lot of us are very lonely, because we've experienced having been only child or having no parents. Sometimes we've experienced going through that loneliness and feeling a bit of an outsider. That's why we often get these abilities, you see, because we were so used to being alone. We're so used to kind of self-reflecting so much about ourselves and about reality. This is where all these realizations start to slot in, you see. They all start slotting in. But if you do feel very alone, the advice I want to give in this video is don't feel alone. There's many of you out there like this, okay, and there's more and more starting to awaken, especially with the recent COVID situation, etc., which is probably the universe's way of waking up people, you see, because this isn't just a consciousness thing, because consciousness itself affects the whole universe, because it's all a reflection of consciousness. But yeah, don't feel alone, guys. Go out, enjoy yourself, go alone, do the things you love doing, find joy, and when you find joy, you'll attract joy because of the law of attraction. Research all the universal laws, okay? Start to witness it, watch other people, see how they're working with all their algorithms, and then see your own, see the benefits of your own, okay, because it's not all doom and gloom. There is a lot of benefits to the awakening process, and just smile, try and just enjoy yourself, okay, just try and go out, have a good time, and the more you do this, the more this becomes easier, and your life will start getting better, and you'll feel less lonely, less of an outsider, and yeah, that's all I want to say in this video, guys. So I hope you got something out of that. Hope you like the new camera angle. I'm going to try this because I think, thanks to TikTok, I think this camera angle is going to start becoming more and more common on YouTube soon. So I'm also thinking about making a new channel soon, starting from scratch, because this channel doesn't get as many views as I would like based on my subscriber count, because YouTube have kind of shadow banned us because of the kind of topics I talk about. So I'll probably make a new YouTube soon, but I'll advise you guys when I do that, and you can just join that channel, and then I'll start making videos on that channel instead, and then that channel will hopefully start growing, you see, because of the algorithm. But yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for listening to me today. Hope you have a good day. Try this, enjoy yourself, and have a good life, and I'll see you soon on the next video.